Hello everyone, welcome to the 17th tutorial class on digital communication. And this class will be presented by myself, Dr. Shrudeep Mondal. In this class, we shall cover a very important topic related with the digital communication, that is the performance analysis of digital communication system, particularly at the receiver end. We shall also cover the operation of very simple type of receiver that is called integrate and dump filter. Apart from the observing the working principle of this type of receiver, we shall also calculate SNR and the probability of error for integrate and dump filter. Okay, now let's move to the first slide, that is the introduction part. As we already know, in digital communication system, we use different type of line coding scheme so that we can represent the signal with a set of different kind of possible symbols like plus a, minus a, or alternatively plus a, minus a, like this way. Now, during the transmission through the channel, the signal is affected with the noise. Okay. Now, uh, at the receiver end, when we receive the noisy and distorted signal, our aim should be to detect the particular waveform which was originally transmitted. Okay, so that should be our objective, to extract or to recover the originally transmitted signal. Okay, but as we already told that signal can be affected with noise like white noise, flicker noise, short noise. Basically we shall consider only white noise for this particular discussion. So however, as there is a tendency or probability that a signal can be affected by the noise, so obviously there will be some kind of probability of error associated with the decision at the receiver end. Okay, so we shall try to figure out what will be the probability error for a particular type of receiver. Okay, and this probability of error is also known as bit error rate or BER, and this denote the figure of merit for a particular digital communication system. Okay, so let's move to the first kind of receiver, which is very simple and basic circuit for the detection. And for this particular type of circuit or receiver, we use op amp integrator circuit. Okay, and this is called basically integrate and dump filter receiver. Here you can see that this is the basic circuitry of integrate and dump filter, and this portion is basically nothing but simple integrator circuit where there is R and C circuit. Okay, and apart from it, there are two type of switch associated with the this integrator or op amp. So first one is called the S1 switch, that is called as dump switch, and which is connected with the parallel to the capacitor, and another is the sampling switch S2, that is connected at the end of the integrator. Okay, now the uh, input digital signal is transmitted through the channel, and during the transmission it mixed with the noise, and we consider here white noise. Okay, so the input to the integrator is xt plus nt. This is called actually noisy signal. So input signal is distorted by noise during the course of transmission over channel. Okay, now whenever this noisy channel is is incident into the integrator circuit at the initial stage, S1 switch, that is called the dump switch, momentarily close or temporarily close. Okay, so what will happen if this switch is closed? So what is the charge that is stored in this capacitor that will be discharged through it, through this circuit? Okay, so obviously after the closings of dump switch, the capacitor become fully discharged, and it happened at the beginning of the bit interval. Okay, uh, now so After that, after discharging, what will happen? Suppose the incident or the input signal xt is in rectangular shape or square shape. That means the voltage level is constant throughout the bit duration. Now, if this signal is passing through the integrator circuit, so what will happen? Integrator will integrate this circuit. That means integrate of a into dt. That means a into t, and the equation is nothing but a straight line like this. Okay, and you can see that at the end of the bit of period t equal to capital T, if we assume that the bit duration is capital T, then the magnitude of the yt, that means output, will be triangular. So, and the maximum amplitude attains at the end of the bit duration capital T. Okay, now in here, obviously here we are not assuming the noisy signal, but to understand the operation of integrator circuit, just we assume there is no noise, and what will happen if it pass through the integrator. And it is quite clear that if a rectangular signal is passing through integrator circuit, then obviously the output will be a triangular signal, and whose amplitude become a capital T by tau, where tau is the time constant of the integrator circuit. Okay, that means tau equal to RC. Now it is quite clear that at the end of the bit duration capital T, uh, we attain maximum voltage. So what will happen? uh, uh, we want to get this maximum voltage at the output end. So at that point, that means at the end of the bit duration t equal to capital T, h2 sampling switch is closed momentarily or temporarily. So whenever h2 switch is closed, that is called the sampling switch. That means the we get the corresponding output at the end of the integrate and dump filter, and based on that output we get, or we must take the decision what is the incoming received signal. Okay, so output will be y capital T. Okay, that is the sampled version of yt. Clear? And after that, again, dump switch S1 is closed momentarily, and that helped to discharge the capacitor to receive the next bit, and it will be continued in cyclic way. So that is the basic working principle of the integrate and dump filter circuit. Okay, so coming to the next part, that is the we want to calculate the what will be the SNR, that means signal to noise ratio. It is very important parameter to measure the efficiency or to measure the figure of merit for any kind of communication system. Okay, so SNR is nothing but ratio of signal power to noise power. So what we need to do, that means we want to find out the what will be the signal power for this case, and then we will calculate the what will be the noise power for this particular case, and then if we make the corresponding ratio, then we get a simple SNR. Okay, so as we know, the output of the integrator for the op amp circuit is given by 1 by RC integration from 0 to t input signal, that is xt plus n2 into dt, and we express it like this way: 1 by RC integration from 0 to 2 xt dt plus 1 by RC 0 to t nt dt. Now we assume this first part is denoted by x naught t, and the second part is denoted by n naught t. That means x naught t is the output signal, and which is given by 1 by RC integration from 0 to 2 xt dt, and whereas the uh, n naught t, that is the noise signal nor noise output signal, that is 1 by RC integration from 0 to 2 nt dt. Okay, now if we consider simple unipolar energy case where xt is expressed by using plus a volt for 1 for the interval 0 and t. So in that scenario, what will happen? X naught t is 1 by RC integration from 0 to 2 a into dt. Okay, so uh, x naught t will be a capital T 1 by RC. Now if you substitute RC by time constant, so it will become AT by tau. So you can see that the maximum amplitude will be AT by tau. Okay, where tau is the time constant. Okay, now if we assume the input resistance for the integrator is R equal to 1 ohm, so in that scenario the normalized output signal power will be x naught t whole square divided by 1 ohm. Okay, and it will become a square capital T square divided by tau square. Okay, so we get the output signal power like this way. Okay. So next part is the to calculate the or to find out the noise power. So we know that the transfer function for the integrator is 1 by j omega RC, because it is quite similar to the RC low pass filter circuit. Okay, so obviously as we use uh, a simple RC circuit, so obviously there will be delay of t equal to t second in time domain, because we are making sample at the end of the bit duration, so there will be a delay of t equal to t, capital T, in the time domain. So that is equivalent to e to the power minus j omega capital T in the frequency domain. Okay, so therefore the network performing the integration over the period capital T can be represented by the transfer function h omega equal to 1 minus e to the power minus j omega t divided by j omega rc. Now, if you substitute omega equal to 2 pi f, then that will become hf equal to 1 minus g minus j 2 pi ft by j 2 pi ft. Okay. Now here there is exponential term e to the power minus j 2 pi ft or e to the power j 2 pi ft. So now if you by substituting the real and imaginary part for the above equation, the magnitude of the transfer function can be obtained by using this equation hf equal whole hf mod square equal to sine square pi f t by pi f tau whole square. Okay, so that is the magnitude of the transfer function. Now the average power of the output noise signal is uh, obtained by integrating its power density spectrum, and it can be given by this following equation: power of the noise equal to integration from minus infinite to infinite sf df, where sf is the spectral density, power spectral density. Okay, now if you consider a standard 1 ohm resistance, the noise power will be n naught square mod divided by 1 ohm. Okay, so what will happen? That means the mean square value of the noise signal is given by, what is this? This term. Now we want to explain this term. Here n naught t whole square mod, that is nothing but integration of minus infinite to infinite SNOF df, where SNOF is the output spectral density and SNIF is the input spectral density. Sorry, this will be Ni. Okay, this will be Ni. So uh, actually what will happen whenever the noise signal is passing through the corresponding integrator dump filter circuit, and we get the different kind of output at the end of the receiver. Now if we express the spectral density of the input noise signal by SNIF, and if we express the output spectral density by SNOF, then there is some kind of relationship between them, and that is SNOF equal to HF mod square into SNIF, where SNIF, SNOF are the input and output spectral density respectively. So here you can write SNOF equal to HF mod square into SNIF. Now, if we consider the white noise, we know that for the white noise, the input spectral density can be given by N naught by T, where N naught is the maximum noise voltage level. So, we get the SNF part. Okay, now we want to calculate the mean squared value. So, N naught square, N naught mod square. Okay, so just if we substitute this value of HM mod square or SNOF from this equation, that means if you substitute this value to this value, this equation, so what will be the value, mean squared value of the noise power, that it will be the minus infinite to infinite sine square pi f capital T divided by pi f tau whole square into n naught by 2 into df. And by simplifying this equation and by solving this integration, we get the mean square value of the noise power is as n naught into capital T divided by 2 into tau square. So ultimately we get the noise power, and we already get the signal power also. So what will be the output signal to noise ratio of the integrator, that is the ratio of signal power by noise power? We know the signal power is a square capital T square by tau square, and we know the noise power is n naught t by 2 tau square, so n naught t by 2 tau square. So ultimately we get a square t by n naught by t. So the SNR, or the figure of merit for the integrate and dump filter, is given by a square t by n naught t by 2. Okay, I hope you have no problem. This is quite simple mathematical equation. So you need to just calculate them stepwise in stepwise procedure. Next, uh, here it is just this figure showing the corresponding corresponding input output for a particular type of signal. Like if you consider this type of signal xt, like this way, like the a minus a 0, like this. Then what will be the output for the integrator, and that is given by using following equation. So output x naught t will be given simply a triangular pulse. For positive signal, that will be positive triangular. For negative, minus a, that will be minus at by tau. And if xt is 0, so there will be no the value of the integration is 0, that means its output will be also 0. And obviously it will be again for this from 32 to 40 triangular like this way. And this is corresponding the n naught t, that means output of the noise of the integrator and dump filter. It is quite interesting to note that at the end of the each bit duration, the output reach the maximum voltage plus minus 80 by tau. Okay, now this is the maximum signal voltage. But here it is quite interesting to note that noise voltage does not increase significantly with the same proportion. Why? Because this is due to the fact that a white noise has zero average or zero mean, and it has the Gaussian distribution. So for that reason, does not increase in the same proportion like the input signal, or the original signal. Now, in different examination or semester, it may be given or like this way, that prove that maximum output or maximum SNR for the integrator and dump filter can be given by 2e by n naught. Okay, so where E is the energy of the rectangular pulse and n naught is the maximum noise voltage. And if we consider the rectangular pulse of amplitude plus minus a and duration of t, then prove this. Okay, so we know that the output SNR is a square capital T by n naught t. But here the expression is given in term of E, that is the energy signal. So first of all, we need to do the what is the energy of the corresponding given signal. So as we know, the equation for the energy is minus infinite to infinite in integration x squared t by dt. Now we consider the maximum amplitude for the rectangular pulse is plus minus a. Just substitute plus minus a in this equation. So maximum energy will be equal to plus minus a square by t. Okay. So so if you substitute this value e square by t as e, then we obviously get s n s by SNR equal to e by n naught by t, that is 2 e by n naught. So hence it is proved that maximum SNR for integrate and dump filter is 2 e by n naught. Next, we want to calculate, or we want to find out what is the probability of error for integrate and dump filter receiver. So let's calculate the corresponding probability of error. Okay, so uh, during the transmission of the signal through the channel, noise may interfere with the signal, and it may also lead to the wrong decision at the receiver end. So obviously there is a certain kind of probability associated with the associated with the received noisy signal, so that uh, s- uh, the error can occur. Okay, so we want to find out the probability of error. What is the probability of error? And it is given by the term PE, and it is a good measure of performance of the receiver. Okay, so we know that the output of the integrator is given by yt equal to x naught t plus n naught t. Okay, now consider the polar energy line coding. So if polar energy line coding is considered, then we know that uh, the maximum amplitude for the input for 1 is plus a, and for 0 it is represented by minus a. So what will happen if polar NRZ line coding is used, or polar NRZ line coding type of signal is passing through integrate and dump filter. So in that case, the output for the positive pulse or for 1 will be x naught t equal to AT by tau, whereas the output for the negative pulse or 0 will be minus AT by tau. It is quite clear. Okay, we all because if you use the negative pulse, obviously the triangular pulse will be in negative direction. Okay, so the amplitude will be, maximum amplitude will be plus minus AT by tau depending on the polarity of the input signal. Okay, now uh, now what we can write, that yt is AT by tau plus n naught t for xt equal to plus a volt, whereas yt equal to minus AT by tau plus n naught t for xt equal to minus a. Clear? Okay. Now observe the second equation. That means this part. So in that case, we expected that output polarity or polarity of the output signal will be negative, so that we can detect the input signal as negative pulse. Okay. S- So what will happen if the value of n naught t is greater than AT by tau? So if this happen, that means if noise amplitude of the noise is greater than AT by tau, so in that case what will happen, the polarity of the yt become positive. Okay, so that there is always chance of detecting the received signal as the positive signal. That means we should the output decision will be xt is positive, so which is quite erroneous. Okay, again if we consider the second case, first case. So for positive x, for xt equal to plus a, this is the equation, yt equal to AT by tau plus n naught t. So it is expected the polarity of yt should be positive in that case. But what will happen if value of n naught t is less than minus AT by tau? So if the value of n naught t is less than minus AT by tau, then what will happen? The polarity of output signal or yt become negative, and in that case it is at the receiver end, at the receiver end, we shall consider that or we shall assume that incoming signal is negative. So so there will be again error that will be occurred. So that's why it is mentioned here that for xt equal to minus a, if n naught t greater than AT by tau, then the output yt would be positive and the receiver will decide in favor of plus a. That means error is introduced. Similarly, if xt equal to plus a and if n naught t noise is less than minus AT by tau, then the output yt would be negative and the receiver will decide it in favor of symbol minus a. That means an error is also introduced in that case. Okay, so depending on this value of n naught t, there is a certain chance or certain probability that error can happen. Okay, so the error will be introduced depending upon the probability that n naught t takes a particular value. Okay, now this probability may be obtained from the probability density function pdf of the n naught t. Now as we considered, n naught is a white noise, that means its distribution is Gaussian in nature, and it's and the distribution of for a Gaussian or Gaussian distribution is given by a capital X by x equal to 1 by sigma root 2 pi e to the power minus x minus m whole square divided by 2 sigma square, where m is the mean and the sigma is the standard deviation and x is the random function or random variable. Okay, so for the but white noise, the white noise in naught t, the noise has zero mean. Okay, so by substituting this value, if capital X bracket n naught t is 1 by sigma root 2 pi, it will be minus n naught t whole square divided by 2 sigma square. Now we want to calculate or we want to find out the what will be the standard deviation in that case. So standard uh, definition of standard deviation deviation is mean squared value minus squared of mean square value to the power half, or root over mean square value minus square of mean value. Okay, so by substituting this value, that means mean square value, that is the n naught square mod minus mx square. Now as the mean is 0, so value of mx is 0 and x bar x square bar, that is the nothing but n naught square bar, n naught square bar, or the noise power. So it is substituted by n naught t by 2 tau square, that is already calculated in the SNR calculation. Okay, so that sigma become uh, root over n naught by t by 2 tau square. Now if we substitute all this value of sigma into the earlier equation of probability density function, that is given by f capital X n naught t equal to 1 by root n naught t by 2 tau square divided by root 2 pi into e to the power minus n naught t whole square divided by 2 into n naught 2 by 2 tau square. And if we simplifying this, we get the probability distribution function as like this: tau by root over pi n naught t into e to the power minus n naught t whole square by n naught t by tau square. Okay, so if we plot this probability density function with respect to the value of the noise or the random function, then we get this kind of distribution. And obviously you can see that the distribution is Gaussian in nature. Okay, so uh, here you can see that this is the point where the value of noise is maximum minus 80 by tau, and this is the point where its negative value is maximum, that is minus 80 by tau. Okay, now from the property of PDF, the probability n naught t takes value greater than the 80 by tau, that will be given by this equation, by this portion, right handed portion of 80 by tau. Okay, so what do you want to find out? What will be the value so that n naught t take larger value than 80 by tau? Okay, so that will be given by using this equation. So it is given by the above integration. Sorry. So so this area, this area is the probability of error, or where the value take greater than 80 by tau. Now what we, so if we find out the probability, so just you have to use the lower limit as 80 by tau, and if we, and the upper limit as minus infinite, and it will be given by the probability distribution function into d n naught t. So fx n naught t into d n naught t. So the above equation gives the area under the curve 80 by tau onward right side. It has been illustrated by the shaded region in the figure. Similarly, the probability of n naught t attains value less than minus 80 by tau, that is given by uh, this area. So in that scenario, uh, uh, the region will be the left hand side of the minus 80 by tau. However, as the Gaussian distribution is symmetric in nature, obviously this true probability, that means p n naught t greater than a capital T by tau and p n naught t less than minus a capital T by tau, these are the same. Okay, so whenever moreover whenever this happen, that means whenever n naught t take value greater than 80 by tau, and whenever the n naught t value less than 80 by tau, then obviously error probability, there will be error in the corresponding signal or at the receiver end. So this too is nothing but probability of error. Okay, so therefore the probability error is given by either of the two in the above equation. So p e equal to p n naught t greater than 80 by tau, and probability where n naught t minus less than minus 80 by tau. Now we want to find out the value of probability of error, pe. So pe equal to probability where n naught t greater than 80 by tau, and that is given by integration from 80 a capital T by tau to infinite fx n naught t into d n naught t. Okay, now uh, if we substitute the value of fx n naught t in the equation, so we get this kind of equation like this: tau root over pi n naught t e to the minus n naught t whole square by n naught t by tau square, like this. Okay. Now let us assume that n naught t whole square by n naught t by tau square equal to y square. So obviously you can write y equal to n naught t by root over n naught t by tau square. Okay. So thus d n naught t equal to n naught root over n naught t tau by tau into dy. Now just if we want to change the limit, so if whenever n naught t tends to infinite, so obviously y will tends to infinite, and whenever n naught equal to at by tau, then obviously y value of y will be root over a square t by n naught. Okay. Now just substituting all this expression into the earlier equation, and probability error become integration from root a square t by n naught to infinite tau by root over pi n naught t into e to the minus y square into root over n naught t by tau into dy. Now let's substitute, mm, or just simplifying like this way: p equal to 1 by root pi integration from root over a square capital T by n naught up to infinite e to the minus y square dy. Now if we uh, take out half from this equation, so we get pe equal to half into 2 by root pi integration from root over a square capital T by n naught up to infinite e to the power minus y square dy. Now the integration inside the bracket may be evaluated with the help of complementary error function, and that is given by ERFC. Okay, so just so here we define 2 by root pi integration from u to infinite e to the minus y square di as ERFC u, or complementary error function. Then what will happen? The probability error become half into complementary error function root over a square capital T by a naught. And as we already know that the a square t equal to e, that means probability of error is for the term filter is given by pe equal to half into ERFC by ERFC root e by n naught, or complementary error function root e by n naught. So that is the value of probability of error. Is it clear? So what we have studied in this class? We have studied the operation of integrate and down filter receiver, what is the function, and moreover we have also calculated the SNR and the find and the probability of error. Okay, so these are the references those have used to make this presentation. Hope you have no problem to understand it, and if you have any kind of doubt or problem, please post them. Thank you.